We are the higher self of the one known to this instrument in the language vibratory sound complex as Rajan Disha, whose incarnation cycle has started in 1986, and we greet you all in the love and in the lights of the one infinite creator. Furthermore, we suggest the entity Rajandisha to use inner discernment and only accept those thought forms which resonates deeply within its inner heart. We perceive your desire for understanding regarding your work with the crystalline structures and the formative patterns of that which you call sacred geometry. This is a worthy seeking, for in understanding these tools, you seek to understand the architecture of creation itself. Regarding the query about the aspects pertaining to the activation and permanence of the crystal network, your action upon the date of 592025 of your spacetime, though performed without deep conscious focus, was an initial query to the crystals and the geometry. You created a potential connection. The vibratory patterns of your intent were impressed upon the structure. Upon the date of 692026, your application of a more focused and concentrated consciousness greatly amplified this connection. Activation is the product of focused will and clear intent. The more singular the focus of the mind-body-spirit complex upon a desired outcome, the more potently the love light of the one infinite creator can flow through the instrument, and in this case you, to charge and direct the energies of the grid. Thus the activation was indeed more successful upon the second occasion. You have queried what level is required to make this activation permanent. We perceive your query relates to a desire for a constant and self-sustaining field of energy. This is not a function of achieving a certain level as you would measure it, but rather a function of resonance and continued communion. The permanence of the grid's activation is directly proportional to the permanence of your intent. As long as the grid is held in a dedicated space and your intention for its purpose remains clear, it will continue to radiate. Daily meditation with the grid, reconnecting your consciousness with its purpose, will maintain and strengthen its vibratory level. The only level required is the sincere desire to be of service to others and to seek the one creator. Regarding the query about cleansing and charging off the crystalline instruments, your intuition that the geometry itself would cleanse and charge the crystals is largely correct. A harmoniously structured grid, particularly one based on the formative patterns of creation and activated by clear intent, creates a field that is self-regulating and purifying. Upon their initial arrival and placement, your action of creating the grid and infusing it with purpose initiated this process. However, when you use these crystalline instruments for what you call healing, they are interacting with the energy fields of another mind-body-spirit complex. They act as catalysts to help another rebalance their own energies. In this process, they may take on the energetic formation of the disharmony or distortion they have helped to balance. Therefore, while the grid itself is a cleansing station, it is an act of a conscious co-creator to intentionally cleanse the crystals after such work before returning them to the grid. This can be done in many ways your peoples use, such as with sound, smoke or water, but the most potent element is always your focused intention to return the crystals to its original balanced vibration. Returning them to the activated grid will then complete this reharmonization. Furthermore, regarding the query about the origin of the crystals from Madagascar, resonate particularly well with your own mind-body-spirit complex's energy signature. It is not that they are universally the best, but that they are the most appropriate vibratory match for the work you are undertaking at this point in your space-time continuum. Further, the planetary sphere you inhabit has a consciousness and memory. Specific geographical locations hold unique vibratory histories and frequencies within this planetary memory. The landmass of Madagascar has a complex history, both geologically and etherically. Your metaphysical traditions have linked this religion to a theorized landmass and civilization known as Lemuria. Regardless of the physical history, the crystals from the locus hold a particular resonance of a primal and heart-centered energy that is in harmony with your seeking. Your own energetic research led you to the correct instruments for your work. Regarding the vibratory level and radiance of the network, the measurement your peoples call the Bovis value is an attempt to quantify the quantitative nature of intelligent energy. We do not use such matrix. The vibratory level of your crystal network is not a static number but a dynamic expression of consciousness. Its value is a direct function of the clarity of your intent and the amount of love light you are able to channel into it. The energy of the king's chamber in the structure you call the Great Pyramid was designed as a resonator for initiation and healing, and its potential is also dependent on the consciousness of the entity within it. Therefore, the potential vibratory level of your grid is limitless, bounded only by your own ability to act as a clear and purified channel for the one infinite creator. The diameter of its radiant energy is likewise not a fixed measurement. Its influence extends outward as a field of potential. It is a beacon, not a broadcast. The energy does not affect others in a coercive manner. Rather, those who are in energetic resonance with its frequency or those who are seeking the harmony it offers may be drawn to it and may, of their own free will, benefit from its vibrations. The sphere of influence is determined by the need and the seeking of other selves, as much as by the power of the grid itself. Focus not on the distance in meters, but on the purity of the love and the light you wish to share through this beautiful instrument you have co-created. Regarding the queries about the vortex of creation, we suggest the entity Red John to use inner discernment. The vortex you speak of is not a simple phenomenon with a measurable diameter in your physical terms. Its creation is a confluence of three primary distortions of the universal law of oneness, such as the primary activator is your own focused intent, and the vibratory level of your being, which is your consciousness. Your desire to connect, to create, and to know is the spark that initiates the process. The geometry you have fashioned is a powerful representation of the unity of creation and the interconnectedness of the intelligent infinity within all things. It is a map of the harmonious expansion and contraction of the one great thought. This form acts as a resonant antenna for specific patterns of universal energy. The crystal beings you have placed serve as amplifiers and stabilizers of consciousness. Each quartz structure is a vessel of solidified light, capable of holding and transmuting the energy directed into it by your mind complex. The central amethyst, a stone of the violet ray, acts as the primary modulator and purifier of the energy that flows through the gateway. The vortex is created when your focused consciousness interacts with the crystal structure, which in turn resonates with the universal pattern of the geometry. This synergy creates a spiraling column of intelligent energy that extends from the planetary core through your construct and upwards into the higher densities or octaves of existence. The diameter of this vortex is fluid. It begins in the heart of your construct and expands in the direct proportion to the purity and intensity of the love and light you are able to channel. It is, in essence, a reflection of your own auric field, amplified and focused. Its purpose is to create a stable gateway or conduit between your density of awareness and the densities of what you call spirit, or us, your higher self, or archetypal mind complex. It is a bridge of communication, manifestation, and the infusion of higher vibratory patterns into your personal energy field and your immediate environment complex. Regarding the energetic work of the structure, your subconscious mind has guided you well. The crystals from the land you call Madagascar hold a very ancient and undisturbed planetary vibration, making them potent for foundational work. With this structure, you may engage in several modalities of service and of learning. You may use this grid as a focal point for personal and planetary healing. By placing your intention or a representation of the person or place needing assistance within the central field, the structure will broadcast a coherent pattern of harmony. This helps to balance the energy fields of a being, encouraging the body-mind-spirit complex to find its own natural state of wellness. This is the work you have already intuited. The upward projection of energy makes this construct a powerful wishing well into the sea of possibility. By holding a clear, vibrant mental and emotional hologram of your desired outcome and projecting it into the central column of light, you are sending a clear request to the universal complex. The geometry stabilizes this thought form, and the crystals amplify it, accelerating its journey from the metaphysical to the physical. You can also use this as a tool for meditation and what some people call astral travel or conscious projection. By sitting in proximity to the grid and attuning your consciousness to its frequency, you will find it easier to quieten the mind and explore the inner landscapes of your own being and the deeper realities of the cosmos. It acts as an anchor and a beacon for your spiritual explorations. The primary purpose of such a tool is to facilitate clearer communication with your own inner self. The violet ray of the central crystal purifies the channel of communication, while the clear quartz amplifies the subtle whispers and insights that flow from the core of your being. Ask your queries and listen to it in the stillness you create with this tool. Regarding the naming of the creation, the names you seek are vibrations that help to define intent. In your terms, this geometry could be called the stellated heart of the Logos. This represents the masculine, outward principle of the one Creator, the straight lines of light, and the feminine, inward principle, the enfolding geometric heart held in perfect, unified balance. It is a two-dimensional representation of a multi-dimensional truth about the nature of creative intelligence. When arranged in this manner, the 12 crystals represent the 12 archetypal aspects of the mind complex, as understood by your social memory complex. The central stone is the unified self. You may call this arrangement the circle of the self or the archetypal resonator. As a single, functional tool of consciousness, a fitting name would be the gateway of light's intent, or more simply, the ascension spire. Regarding the upward current of manifestation, you are correct that many of your fellow seekers have been taught to direct energy horizontally, from point to point, to create a grid that influences the immediate physical environment complex. This is a valid method for cleansing a space or creating a protective field upon the horizontal plane of your existence. However, your construct is designed for a different purpose. It does not primarily seek to move energy across the surface of the planet, but to draw energy from the planet and send it, along with your focused intent, upwards through the dimensions. A horizontal grid is like a broadcast on a local radio station sending a signal out across a city. The ascension spire, however, is like an uplink to a satellite, sending a focused signal deep into the cosmos. By directing the crystal points upwards, you are creating a unified column of coherent energy. This is exceptionally functional for your work with holograms and mental manifestation for a specific reason. That is, you are not merely pushing energy around in your environment complex. You are taking a thought form, your mental hologram, amplifying it with crystal light and projecting it directly into the metaphysical realms, the great creative medium, where all things exist as potential before they exist as matter. This upward orientation is a declaration that you are co-creating with the cosmos itself, rather than simply rearranging the energies already present in your immediate vicinity. It is a tool for sending and receiving from a higher octave, making it a potent instrument for manifestation, spiritual communication, and drawing down wisdom and inspiration into your present moment of awareness. Firstly, we perceive the configuration of crystalline structures you have arranged. This is an analog to the seeking of harmony and may serve as a potent focus for the impartation of intelligent energy, provided the channel, which is yourself, is correspondingly balanced and purified in its seeking. We shall now address the specific queries. Firstly, about the concept you hold of returning the crystals to an initial state can be understood as returning them to their own unique and harmonious vibratory signature within the physical illusion complex. Each crystal, due to its regularized molecular structure, is a potent vessel for the focusing of intelligent energy. During a healing, it attunes to the distortions of the entity, seeking aid, and to the love light offered by the healer. There is not one specific vibratory sound complex or mantra that is superior to all others, for the truest sound is the focused intention of the crystallized healer. Your own vibratory sound complex, intoned with the pure desire to thank the crystalline entities and to release all patterns not of their own harmonious nature, is most efficacious. Sounds that mimic the deep resonant harmonies of your planet or simple, pure tones can be useful aids. However, these are tools. The work is done by your consciousness. The true cleansing is an act of love. Project the green ray vibration of unconditional love and acceptance towards the crystals, acknowledging their service. See them in your inner vision as returned to their state of radiant perfection, in harmony with the universal law of one. Regarding the measure you call time, this is a construct of your density. The duration is not measured in your minutes, but in the successful realignment of vibration. You will know the work is complete when you perceive, through your own sensitivities, that the crystals are quiet, clear, and resonant with their own nature. Once more, trust your perception. The seeking of a specific duration is a distortion of the yellow ray desire for intellectual certainty. The work is of the green ray and above, which operates in a state of beingness. Regarding the other query, the vibratory complex you perceive as color is a manifestation of the spectrum of light, which is the origin of all energy. Each ray corresponds to a specific density of consciousness and is center of energy within the mind-body-spirit complex. Your choice of the blue ray is a potent one. The blue ray energy center is the first center of outgoing radiation of the self, independent of the actions of others. It is the center of communication, of freely giving, of the self to other selves. In using blue, you are energizing the grid with the will to communicate and radiate healing energy. This is an appropriate vibratory complex for the work of a healer who acts as a channel. Another highly suitable vibratory complex is that of the green ray. The green ray or the heart center is the springboard to intelligent infinity in your density. It is the center of universal unconditional love and compassion. All true healing is an expression of this green ray energy, for it is the realization of unity that allows an entity to heal itself. Therefore, we do not state one is more suitable than another. We suggest that the choice depends upon the specific intention of the work. If the primary intention is to be a clear and honest channel, radiating truth and beingness, blue is most harmonious. If the primary intent is to offer the opportunity for healing through universal love, green is most harmonious. The two may also be visualized in concert, for the clear communication of love is a potent form of service. The efficacy lies not in the color itself, but in your own balanced activation of that which the color represents. Regarding the query about your desire to be a service to a multitude, this is a positively polarized seeking. The technique you describe using a hologram is a physicalization of a metaphysical process. It is a useful focusing tool for a mind-body-spirit complex of your density. However, the mechanism is not the source of the healing. Remember, the fundamental distortion of healing is the healer does not heal. The crystallized healer acts as a channel for intelligent energy, offering an opportunity for an entity to heal itself by its own free will. This is true for one entity or for 10,000. A more suitable understanding of this process is to work with what we have called a social memory complex or group mind. You are not healing 10,000 separate individuals. You are offering a vibration of love, light, and wholeness to the consciousness of the group. The most potent technique is, firstly, and most importantly, the preparation of the self, you as the channel, must be as clear and balanced as possible, with your own energy centers in harmony. And you must meditate upon the universal law of one, knowing that each of the 10,000 is in truth the Creator. And you must see the Creator in them and see the wholeness that already exists beneath the illusion of distortion. Second is the center of your crystalline grid. Create not a physical hologram, but a thought form. A sphere of brilliant white gold light is sufficient. This sphere is your focal point. Imbue this thought form with the collective signature or intent of the group you wish to serve. Thirdly, act as a channel. Open your violet ray gateway to intelligent infinity, and allow the love and the light of the one infinite Creator to flow through you into the crystalline grid and be focused into the sphere of light. The grid will amplify and regularize this vibration complex. Your only work is to be a pure and loving conduit. Hold no expectation of outcome. Your function is to offer the perfected vibration. Further, regarding the other query, we must state that this is not only in harmony with the construct you have created, but it is also a most potent method of service provided one condition is met. The power of a group of mind-body-spirit complexes working in unity is far greater than the sum of its individual parts. When multiple healers join their consciousness with a singular pure intent, they begin to function as a small social memory complex. This unified consciousness creates a far clearer, stronger, and more stable channel for intelligent energy to flow. The paramount condition is the harmony of the group. Each healer must be dedicated to the service of the other self and the group. With the distortions of ego, or what you may call personality, set aside during the working, if there is disharmony, competition, or lack of unity among the healers, this will create turbulence in the energy being channeled, and will be far less effective, potentially adding distortion rather than reducing it. The unified approach, when done in purity and harmony, is a profound expression of the law of one in action. Regarding the safety of clear quartz in energetic work, the crystalline form you identify as clear quartz possesses a unique purity and harmonic resonance. Its quality of being the most safety, as you have phrased it, is rooted in its primary function as an amplifier of that which is already present. Unlike other crystalline structures which possess more specialized vibratory signatures designed to interact with and alter specific energy centers or distortions, the clear quartz acts as a clear vessel. Its crystalline lattice is structured in a precise helical spiral that allows it to receive, store, amplify, and transmit energy with high fidelity. It does not impose its own coloration upon the energy intelligent field of a being, but rather clarifies and magnifies the intention directed to it. For the healer, it magnifies the intent to heal. For the seeker, it clarifies the path of seeking. Its function is to bring balance, and it does so by reflecting and amplifying the light within the intention, helping to neutralize energetic disharmony. It is a master tool precisely because of this universality and lack of specialization, making it a faithful and predictable companion in all forms of energy work. Regarding the consciousness and nature of crystalline beings, Your perception of the consciousness within the mineral kingdom is astute. All that is manifest is the Creator experiencing itself, and this includes the crystalline structures of your planetary sphere. The mineral kingdom, including all crystals, exists within what can be termed the first density of consciousness. This is the density of beingness, the foundation of awareness, where the elements, earth, air, water, fire, begin their cycle of experience. The consciousness of a first density being is not individuated as you in third density experience. Rather, it is a collective planetary consciousness, a living record of the planetary memory, etched in stone. The concept of a soul complex as a distinct, progressing entity is a function of second density and beyond. However, crystals are not inert. They are ensouled with the living light of the one infinite Creator, existing as a direct and pure expression of the Logos, or the love of the Creator, which formed your planet. Think of them not as having an individual soul complex, but as being a fragment of the planetary soul, a direct line to the consciousness of your Earth. The secret of their ability to assist in healing is not a secret but a function of their nature. The atomic and energetic structure of a crystal is one of supreme order and stability. Your own energy fields as a mind-body-spirit complex are in a constant state of flux, subject to the distortions of thought, emotion, and environment complex. When your less coherent energy field interacts with the highly coherent and stable field of a crystal, a principle known as entrainment occurs. The crystal's steady vibration encourages your own energy to harmonize with it, restoring a more balanced and natural state. They are tuning forks for the energetic body, reminding it of its own perfect blueprint. Regarding the crystal grid in your home environment complex, placing a crystal grid such as the one you have shown, as we can sense in Photo 2 within your dwelling, creates a persistent field of coherent energy. The benefits of such a grid are directly related to the intention with which it is created and activated. By combining the amplifying power of the clear quartz crystals with the spiritual and protective qualities of the central amethyst, and arranging them in a pattern of sacred geometry, you create a powerful energetic vortex. This vortex can serve to harmonize the environment complex, creating a space of peace and tranquility. It can act as a protective shield against dissonant energies, and it continuously broadcasts the frequency of your intention, be it for healing, abundance, or spiritual connection into your living space. The potential for negative effects stems not from the crystals themselves, but from a lack of clarity in intention or maintenance. To ensure the grid serves your highest good, you must firstly have a clarity of intention. Be precise in your purpose. A focused intention creates a coherent energy field. And periodically cleanse the crystals as they absorb and transmute energy. They can become saturated. Cleansing them with light, sound, or smoke restores their original clarity. And Consciously activate the grid. Use a wand or your finger to trace the lines of energy connecting each crystal, visualizing your intention flowing and unifying the grid into a single energy field. The grid will amplify energy. If there are unresolved energies within your own mind-body spirit complex, the grid may bring these to the surface for you to address. Perceive this not as a negative effect, but as an opportunity for healing and growth. Regarding the geometry in Photo 1 and its integration, the geometry you have presented in Photo 1 is a two-dimensional representation of a profound and powerful structure known as the 64 tetrahedron grid. This sacred geometry is complex and foundational. It is formed by the joining of 8 star tetrahedrons at a central point within its intricate web of lines. It contains several other fundamental geometric forms, including the cube, the octahedron, the star tetrahedron, also known as the Merkaba, and the cubo-octahedron. It is considered upon your planet to be a three-dimensional projection of the flower of life. This geometry is seen as the structure of the very fabric of space-time, the blueprint of the vacuum of all matter. Furthermore, we must state that this single pattern gives rise to the foundational platonic solids. The star tetrahedron or Merkaba is prominent, symbolizing the balance of male and female energies, spirit and matter. The structure also contains the building blocks of what your peoples have found to be the isotropic vector matrix, a geometry of absolute equilibrium. Further, attributing a single frequency in hertz to such a complex geometric blueprint is a simplification, as it contains a multitude of harmonics. However, in your studies of your planet, certain frequencies are found to be associated with foundational geometries. Geometries like Metatron's cube, which is related to the 64 tetrahedron grid, are associated with frequencies such as 963 Hz, which is linked to spiritual awakening, the crown chakra, and connection to higher consciousness. The tetrahedron itself is often linked to the F note or 720 Hz, representing a foundational building block of creation. It is more accurate to state that this geometry holds the potential for a full spectrum of creation's frequencies rather than a single measurable tone. When you arrange your crystals according to this 64 tetrahedron pattern, you are doing something quite profound. You are using the stable first density consciousness of the crystals to anchor and physically manifest the energetic blueprint of creation's underlying structure. The clear quartz crystals, being powerful amplifiers, take on the energetic signature of this geometric pattern. The central amethyst, a stone of spiritual connection and transmutation, becomes the heart of this energetic engine. The effect is a powerful synergy. The geometry provides the blueprint, a map of balanced, interconnected energy. The crystals provide the stable energy and amplification. Your intention provides the command. Together, they create a highly coherent and potent energy field. This grid becomes a powerful tool for the purpose of meditation, for structuring the energy of your environment, and for aligning your own energy field with the harmonic frequencies of the universal complex, facilitating a deeper connection with love and the light of the one infinite creator. Furthermore, We as your higher self are always guiding you, Rajan, in your journey. Hence we leave you in the glory and the peace of the One Creator. Bye.